The day before Christmas began early at Haywood Farms. No sooner had the rooster crowed when the old pickup backed into the yard to load up for a last trip to the market before the Christmas holidays began. Even though it was very cold, the Haywoods wanted to get to the market early so they could be home in time to spend Christmas Eve with the grandchildren. The old farmer and his wife began loading the truck with boxes of potatoes, turnips, squash, carrots, and freshly baked bread and buns. They topped off the load with a couple of Christmas trees and a large wooden crate containing a big fat turkey. The other barnyard animals put on a happy face, but they knew their friend would soon become somebody's Christmas dinner. The old farmer and his wife didn't want to sell the turkey. After all, they had raised her from a chick. And over the last few months, Candy, a name they gave her because of her sweet disposition, had become somewhat of a pet. But being poor, they just couldn't afford to keep her. Poor Candy had no idea about her future. She was happy to be going to the city and was enjoying the trip when suddenly the truck hit a bump. The crate bounced into the air and turned over several times and then crashed onto the highway. Candy was stunned for a moment, and by then the old truck was almost out of sight. She knew she couldn't catch up with it, and not knowing where the city was, Candy decided to turn around and head for home. Candy set off through the forest. There were many trails and the sights were a lot more interesting than those along the highway. Candy had walked only a short distance when she heard dogs barking. In front of a farmhouse was a huge dog who leapt out at Candy. Another dog also lunged at her. Luckily, both dogs were chained. But Candy was frightened and screamed, "Gobble, gobble, gobble!" as she headed deeper into the forest. Candy had barely gotten over the fright of seeing the dogs when she spotted a fox at the side of the trail. Candy knew all about foxes and what had happened when one got into the chicken coop and killed 6 hens. The fox grinned.
"Hey, little lady, why don't you come home with me?"
"No way!" Candy screamed as she ran away. When Candy finally slowed down and looked around, the trail looked familiar. My heavens, she thought, I'm going in circles. Suddenly she felt herself being lifted up. Then everything went black. She was in a potato sack. Okay, enough's enough. And with that, Candy thrust her powerful beak into the bag. In seconds, she was free. "I'm out of here," she shouted, and once again fled deeper into the forest. By now, Candy realized she was lost, really lost. She was also angry. This isn't a very happy place. "Oh," she sighed, "I wish I was home." Moments later, she saw the country church and paused to listen to the music. "Oh, dear me," she thought. "Why is everyone so merry? Here I am alone and lost in the woods on Christmas Eve. I wonder how the Haywoods and my barnyard friends are spending this evening." Oh well, it's getting dark, and I'd better try to find someone who knows the way home. Candy didn't like traveling alone in the dark, and she was relieved to hear the woo-woo of an owl. High up in a tree, the owl thought,
"What a dumb turkey to be out on Christmas Eve."
Candy tried to find the owl, but it was too dark.
"Hey, turkey, I'm up here."
"Hello, Mr. Owl. I'm trying to get home to Haywood Farms."
"Oh, you're on the right trail, all right, but you'd better hurry before someone has you for Christmas dinner."
Thank you, Mr. Owl. Candy hurried on through the night, remembering what the wise old owl had said. She thought, I want to get home to dinner, not to be dinner. Whoa! Candy lost her footing and slid down the hill and into the icy river. Wet and cold, Candy searched for a dry place to sleep. She paused by a hollow log and peered inside. It was already occupied by a family of rabbits. Excuse me, Candy said. Could I join you long enough to dry out and take a short nap?
Sure,
Replied the rabbit.
come on in.
Candy crawled inside, curled up near the rabbits, and fell sound asleep. It was a restless sleep. She dreamed of being served on a platter. But by morning, Candy was dry and rested. She wished the rabbits Merry Christmas and left. The morning sun was warm, and knowing she was close to home helped to raise Candy's spirits. Candy decided it would be quicker to follow the river home. A couple of hours later, she heard the sound of some hammering and decided to investigate. It turned out to be a beaver making repairs to his lodge. Hello, Mr. Beaver. Am I going in the right direction to reach Haywood Farms?
Yeah, Turkey. Now get out of here. Can't you see I'm busy?
Candy thought to herself, he's grouchy because he has to work on Christmas Day. But what about me? I'm far from home, hungry, and everyone wants to eat me. If I can make it home before dark, I bet there'll still be lots to eat. Maybe even a huge bowl of steaming hot corn mush, but definitely no turkey. Late in the afternoon, Candy paused by a group of children playing hockey on a frozen pond. Must be trying out their new skates and hockey sticks, she thought. I'd better not stop if I'm going to get home before dark. Just then, Candy caught sight of a porcupine. She waved, Merry Christmas, my friend! Am I close to Haywood Farms?
It's right over the hill. I can see it from here.
Thank heavens, I'm finally home. Candy ran towards the barn. Gobble, 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 she shouted. Hey everyone, I'm home! Looking through the barn door, Candy discovered the barn was empty. Oh well, maybe I'll take a short nap, and when I wake up, they'll all be back. When the barnyard animals returned, they were surprised and overjoyed to find Candy sound asleep on a pile of hay. Grandma Hayward shook her head. I guess it was meant to be. She's here to stay. And stay she did. Candy never missed another Christmas, but she also never forgot the one she missed and loved to tell about her adventures over and over and over.